Hello everyone. Hi, how are you today? Pleased you're with me and joining me for the completed flip through of my July 2023 journal. And without further ado, let's see what we have inside. But before I show you from front to back, I'm going to go to the back to the last page, because in that last page I have a list of words that I created on August 10th, some prompts I created for myself. Because this specific book, I wanted it to be all nature. So I made those prompts and followed day by day, and here I am to share it with you. Thank you for joining me. So without further ado, let's take a look inside. There's a video up on when I created the journal. It was empty when I first did that flip through. But here we go. Little booklet in there with sentiments on it. These are Paper Studio butterflies that I attached there to hold that onto there. And each insert has a cloth tab with a scripture verse on it. And I may not remember offhand everything on the list, but it's there for each day. And first day was a tag. And I created that. It says Your Beauty. And here I just layered some of my painted flowers, one on top of the other. And for this day, it was to create a floral belly band. And I added a little card with a butterfly sewn on it, burlap in the back. And here it was Ladybug or Ladybird. Ladybird, not Berg. So I painted her on there. On the 4th, it was Pocket, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know if it's Pocket and tab. But I created the pocket, and my favorite part of this is the little buttons here. I found those on clearance in Hobby Lobby. I thought they were so cute. Nice little delicate touch. Here it was growth. I did create a short on this card. It's created in a striped fashion. I put burlap and some ribbon and some material in the background, and just layered everything on there with a cloth snippet on there. And it says grow, and that's why I put the ruler here. And I have not filled this out, but I surely will. And for this day, it was a nature song. So I decided to use this one by Marvin Gaye, because he wrote this song. It was related to the effects of pollution on the environment. So I added that there. There is a little pocket here, so I can add a little piece of paper with any type of sentiment or anything that I might want to add in there at a later time. For this one was floral frame, so I used my washi around the whole page and then added stickers and die cuts and just wrote something on there. Not personal enough that anyone can't see it. And here it was honeybee, so I used some calendar pieces, and there's a little tuck spot here with a seed packet. I have a piece of paper in there with some sentiments on that. And here it was sunflowers, I think, and I used a recycled envelope and just added some napkin to it. There's stamping, there's a piece of another envelope on there, stitching, and there is an opening here, something in there stamped on the paper. And these are the die cuts. Did a little bit more stamping over here, used some gel pens on there. That's the beautiful thing about these books. You can just use your imagination and create whatever you want. Daisies on that day. And we're in the second one. Second insert. Here it's a flower, paper flower. I used a page, did some distressing, used my Tombow and a pen to outline, and used some other 12x12 pad just to create the little, I'm not sure what this is called. It's sort of a ticket, elongated ticket. And some marker for that one, my Sharpie marker for that. And on this, it was a tab, and I decided to leave the tab open on this side and just add a little heart in there. Some of this doily that I thrifted was pretty stained. Gave it a good washing, and the stain didn't come off up here, but I like that because it makes it look more grungy. Added a little piece here and button there. here. I added so much to this, but I really had fun doing this. There's nothing more relaxing than actually mixed media, because you're layering things one thing on top of the other, and you really don't know how it's going to end. You have an idea of what you want and what you're positioning here, what elements you want to use, what products you want to use, whether it's paint, oxides, stamps, markers. There's a little bit of everything. But this tissue paper here in the back, that one is from Sears Roebuck. It's some type of gift wrap. Came with 3 different colors. That one gold and a dark blue. And for this day was Explore, so I decided to create a little envelope tuck spot up here. Not envelope, just a tuck spot up here. And a little pocket on the bottom. Added this little card that says, I make a difference. Cute paper that I thrifted, Girl Scout paper. This is a Girl Scout paper pad. And this says, I know, I'm gonna have to add a little bit of glue to that. It says courage, confidence, and character. And here it says memories filled with courage, dream big. Beautiful paper, I loved it. Added a little strip of paper there. And this one was really fun. I really like this one a lot, because this one is created, but I saw Crafty Cat 72 on Instagram. Her, of course, everyone's post on a daily basis, go through the feed, and she's been creating these mushrooms, and they're so beautiful. And I decided, let me give that a go. And I painted mine, but I used stencils I have a stencil with mushrooms on it, so I used my stencil, not exactly as it is on the stencil. It's just the outline I wanted. And then I painted them, added some grass, some little critters here, going on a picnic, inviting each other. One says we're going hunting. One says, let's go, I smell food. The other says, we are coming. And then the last one says, picnic where? Added some stickers and got these little fungi as I put here. This one was Nest on a Branch. Simple. I used the remains of the sewing thread and used some burlap. The burlap, I did it in an angle on the top and an angle on the bottom, and then swirled some around the sides, and it made it look like a nest. That was not difficult to create. And used some markers to color in the branch and the leaves. Here it was flower pot, if I'm not mistaken. And this is a piece of a mixed art, well, I don't know if you would call it mixed art, but gel print that I just outlined with white gel pen, and I decided to create the flower pot with the napkin flowers and added the remains on the side border. I've had this for a very long time. Created this out of a calendar, little folder. Just decided to open it and make 2 side pockets in there with papers that I can write on. Over here, it's I Spy, so I added this piece of a remnant that I have, just practicing. So I have plans one day to create a quilt, so I'm just practicing. Down here, got a little crooked, but that's okay. I decided to be perfect to make a flap. And then what do I spy? I spy myself. And this is a picture that was taken Cinque Terre in Italy. Beautiful place, food amazing, filled with people. Loved it. And my last insert, started with some oxides and used a, not necessarily a stencil, I cut out an oval out of craft paper, laid it down, and then just brushed to make it look like there was something glorious going on up there. Angels singing. Special day for me in that day, and for my sister. And here, I think it's rain, if I'm not mistaken, and I forgot I wrote my name on these little raindrops here. And this little poem thing says, beginning on paper, I write it on rain, I write it on stones, on boats, on trees, I write it on air, on the city. How pretty, I write my name. How many times have we written our name? Maybe more than, who knows, a million times. Name that identifies who we are, our character, so much about us. Here it was dragonfly, so I decided to use my gel pen on that, gel pens, and I actually went on Yahoo on the black and white clip art and found a dragonfly, and I didn't print anything. I actually drew this out myself. And I was sitting down at my desk and watching something on TV. I can't recall what I was watching, so I decided to just fill it in with some gel pens. And on the other side, a card that I had posted on Instagram. Had it tucked away and was perfect for this because it was sunflowers for this day. And I used a piece of a remnant, created a little label down here, and added the buttons. You can actually sew those in if you'd like. And here it is desert palette, if I'm not mistaken. So I decided to create different colors in the desert. I went on Yahoo and found a palette on there, and the colors are not exactly the same, but they'll do. And I just added words that reminded me of the desert and just used my metallic gold to go around the outside. Different cacti in the desert. Here it was bird house, if I'm not mistaken, and I just used different cloth. This is one piece. They're all different pieces on there. So I created the outline of the house on a piece of paper and cut it out, and then tore these out. Well, I actually cut the flower out, and then these I tore. Added the burlap and a piece of this one over on this side, and I don't have any left of this little flower material. This is so 60s and beautiful. Retro colors. Oh, gorgeous. Here it was also mixed media. I used my Stabilo wax crayons. I used gesso, stamping, distress oxide, pen, and I did make this. I used a stamp to create this flower, and then just added the other things with the ink, the archival ink. And the background here is from, these are scraps from gel plating, jelly prints. And on the last page it was rainbow, so of course I took different pieces of scrap papers and stamped rainbows on it, put the word there, and finished it off with this in the center. This is vellum on there. Comes from a little booklet. Added the butterflies, cut them out from one of the 12 by 12 pads. And that is it, my friends. Thank you for joining me. I have the two little tags in the back. Also written sentiments on it. Butterflies on this side. And I did change this because in my flip through, my previous flip through, I put June on here by mistake, so it is July. And there's a card and that in there. And that is it for my flip through. Thank you for joining me. I hope you like this, and I promise my Australia flip through is coming pretty soon. She is almost finished. She is a chunky monkey, but she is coming. Have a good one. See you soon.